Hello again. I'm back. And we are going to be moving on. We're going to be moving away, far away from Jaguar Double Dragon 5, that's for sure. And we're going to be moving on to the game, of course, based on the movie, the 1995 Neo Geo Double Dragon. So give me a second to set that up. And we'll basically be diving right in. Let's see here. Hopefully I have that. There we go. Double Dragon Neo Geo. I guess Euro MBS is fine. There we go. And let's just make sure we don't have any weird crop thing going on. There we go. Enjoy some FMV in the intro here, guys. All 2 seconds of it. All right, I think we're set up. Well, the controls are probably not set up, but that's fine. Yeah, so this, I believe, was the last game, or it must have been one of the very last games that Technos put out before their, well, I'm not sure untimely demise is the right word for it, but before the original incarnation of Technos Japan went under in like 96 or something like that. And yeah, this is kind of a weird one. There are aspects of this that are very clearly taken straight out of the movie. The locations are generally pretty recognizable, and the sort of, even the locations that aren't specific, the sort of style of them. It has some of the characters, but I guess outside of maybe a Bobo and well, Billy and Jimmy's like henshin forms, none of the character designs are really very related to the movie. I think Gal Kaiser came later. Yeah, I guess that might be the case. But I guess they were around the same time. And yeah, visually, both Gal Kaiser and this are so different from a lot of other things. Like, Technos put out a couple of games on Neo Geo, which were all like super impressive visually. Like the dodgeball game on Neo Geo looks amazing. This game, I mean, comparing this to even some of the more elaborate stuff like Combat Tribes, maybe some of their Super Famicom stuff, like the characters are large, they're well animated, they really have a lot of personality. I wouldn't necessarily put these graphics as like the complete top tier of any fighting game out in 1995, but I mean, it's not far off, really. Before the Neo Geo stuff, I think the last Technos arcade game was Shadow Force. I'll take your word for it. That lines up in a way I can believe. I suppose the whole movie influence thing was just, I don't know, an attempt at cross promotion, because yeah, the game doesn't, you know, I don't think I was aware of the movie for a good couple of years, and having played this game, I don't know if I feel like if I played this game, I would have definitely at least have seen the 2 seconds of FMV, and I would have recognized Robert Patrick. And like, clearly pieced together that that was not FMV produced for this game. I probably made the leap to assume that I guess there must have been a Double Dragon movie, but I don't think I knew about the movie until a little later, like early 2000s. The game, you know, clearly holds up, or, you know, it doesn't rely on the movie connection for that much of it, I guess. But it's also definitely, even though aesthetically it's not super, you know, it takes a lot of liberties. It's not going for some sort of Mortal Kombat thing or whatever, you know, with digitized actors. Or Street Fighter the movie, I guess, a better, closer reference. But it also still doesn't bring in a lot of the previous games, you know. It has Burnov. And I definitely recall reading somewhere that Amon is supposed to be an existing character. I feel like I remember it was like probably one of the developers on Twitter, or it was something like that, that was brought up, and I don't know who that's supposed to be, but I guess maybe it's a ninja from some version of Double Dragon 2 or some shit. But most of the cast are like completely original characters. They're not from the movie. Oh, actually, Duke is in the game too. The final boss of Return of Double Dragon is in this, but he doesn't look anything like in that game. Yeah, I don't mind the character design. I think the character design is mostly good. I think Burnov looks better than ever. I think Eddie and Dalton, they're pretty cool. Changfu is cool. Like, Marion and Rebecca aren't my favorite designs. I think Rebecca is a little kind of bland, I guess, in her style. But, you know, it's not like it's got a super oddball, weird cast, and it's not like it's got a super boring cast. But it's strange to me, like, the number one most glaring omission to me is Linda, because Linda is even in the movie. Even using the excuse of, like, basing it on the movie and not the games, like, they could still put Linda in there. And I feel like she's pretty up there in terms of, like, iconic Double Dragon characters. But if they were to populate the roster, like, why... You know, Eddie and Dalton, they could have been Williams and Roper, right? Why aren't they? It's strange to me. And, like, Chengfu could have been Chintai, but he's not. The game is mysterious in a lot of ways to me. But it's a nice looking game. It has amazing music, and it plays super smoothly and just well in general. It's a really good game. And I think it's a game that has, we talked about this briefly at the top of the stream, like, it's not the most well-known Double Dragon game, but as far as the kind of somewhat lesser-known games, anyone who's ever played this, I feel, has walked away from it with a fondness for it, because it is, even on a super casual level, it just feels good and it's pretty fun to play. And yeah, we're definitely going from, you know, from one extreme to the other here, going from Atari Jaguar Double Dragon 5 to this. Aren't I disappointed that Speed from Return of Double Dragon isn't in this? I'm not gonna have a lot of disappointment about things from Return of Double Dragon not returning, I don't think. The game could do with an extra track mode. Yeah, there's not a lot of, like, story stuff, for it being based on the movie. Like, they could have had... I think this is a cool intro, but, like, some more story stuff. Like, it's kind of funny how... Spoiler alert, Kogashuko is the boss. But it's all kind of, like, I don't know. It's very... doesn't have a lot of context. Then again, it's an arcade fighting game from the 90s. I guess that's kind of typical. Let me set up some controls here. So I'm trying to think of how to do this in a proper way here, because the layout for this game is a little different. Probably I'd want... Yeah, let's do this. It's a Neo Geo game, so of course it uses 4 buttons, but it's not really... It's not punches and kicks. It's like light, medium, heavy, special. But the special, quote-unquote special button is basically a normal. So it's like 4 strengths, and which ones are punches and kicks is like dependent on each character. I wonder if they primarily made this for the West, considering Technos didn't really care about Double Dragon in Japan. Yeah, Double Dragon was definitely a larger thing in the West. I think you can say that with some certainty. But it's hard to know. I mean, clearly, you know, they kind of focused a lot of their efforts on Kunio stuff and stuff like that for Japan. A lot of Famicom games and a bunch of Super Famicom games. And it's not like, I don't know. I mean, they made Return on Double Dragon. There was this. Like, it's not like they were completely 100% hands off, but it feels like a majority of what happened with Double Dragon, kind of since its inception, really was Western developers doing stuff. Even though, you know, a lot of those early Western developed stuff was just ports. They weren't original games to begin with, but it's all speculation. But I think it's reasonable to think that they were happy to kind of, you know, let that breed its own success without too much of their involvement necessarily. But it is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of strange that this game exists and the Technos themselves made it. Neo Geo, on the other hand, was non-existent outside arcades in the West. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw plenty of Neo Geo machines. I've never seen this game in an arcade. I've never seen this like in real life, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, it's all speculation, but it's I agree that it doesn't seem completely absurd to imagine that this would have been, and I mean, maybe that's the impetus of like focusing on the movie, but that's the thing too, like, did the idea start with making a Double Dragon fighting game and using the movie as like a vehicle, or was the idea to make something based on the movie and deciding to make it a fighting game because beat-em-ups weren't as profitable in the mid-90s? I don't know. I mean, I could see either scenario, I suppose. Saw this in the arcades, in Spanish arcades. It's common for a while. That's cool. I mean, it's not like I had a large selection of arcades. It's just like in Sweden, or at least in somewhat smaller cities where I grew up, Neo Geo machines like were pretty common to see. Like the types of arcade games you would often see, it was like Daytona USA or possibly Sega Rally or a Neo Geo machine. Like those were very common. Like those made up a significant percentage of any arcade machine you saw. And on those Neo Geo machines, like it was a pretty widespread. I wouldn't say that it was all King of Fighters or Fatal Fury stuff. Like I saw plenty of Sam Show, World Heroes. The store, video game store I used to hang out in that I talked about before, it had a machine, a 4-slot that had Sam Show, World Heroes, Soccer Brawl, and Blues Journey. I would see Metal Slug later on, of course, stuff like that. But yeah, I never saw any machine that had this game on it. Anyway, enough reminiscing. Let's try to play this game. Level 4 means we're probably going to get destroyed, but that's fine. We're in the arcade, so we got infinite credits. This music's so great. All the music in this is great. Yeah. So A, B, C, D. Just one, like, scale. Double jumps, crouching. Yeah, as I mentioned before too, this game is very kind of fast-paced and free-flowing. You can combo kind of everything. You can air block. You can double jump after an air block. And you see all the specials are like just any button. I'm a simpleton, so for now anyway, we'll go with Billy.
Billy versus Billy.
I really like this stage. And the little stage intros. Yeah, that's Billy's like super powered rocket car. trying to see if my controls are figured out correct. Alright, my combos aren't quite in place here, but... No, I'm... Okay, I tried to do a pursuit attack, didn't quite work out. Alright, we did the super.
Billy, win.
So the super meter system works exactly, actually, as at its value. When you go on the offensive, you build up the charge meter. And when it overlaps the end of your life bar, you get the charge. Yeah, Billy and Jimmy can henshin. Oh, wait, hang on. That's not super. Oh, it was. Yeah. Beware of flashing lights, by the way.
Billy,
The voice clips are like nice and crisp. All of the music, all of the jams in this game are very hot. Yeah, even these portraits are cool. I've got separate versus portraits and win screen portraits. That's sick. Yeah, this may be my favorite song in the game.
Round 1.
This is a great game, Sweet Vision. I feel like anyone who played this loves this game. Oh shit, the stun throw. Oh my god, I'm probably dead. Oh, I supered me. We're ultra dead. Yeah, this has got 90s damage, unlike the console game. Yeah, this game definitely gets pretty degenerate in competitive play, but it is fast-paced and like, it's really cool. It's like super cheap, but really cool. Oh my god. But yeah, you can like do normals in your dashes. So you get projectiles, and all your specials are a little different. Yeah, it zooms out really far, so you can do like multiple fireballs and shit. Oh my god. All the stage destruction and shit. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, the game has two different dizzies. I forgot that there's a third round. Where the grounded dizzy, you do the pursuit attacks. Chip him? Probably. Of course, you got the time of day change in each round. Looks beautiful. Yeah, aside from Ching Fu's face being just Jackie Chan, this song right here is pretty much like 85% the theme song from Drunken Master 2. Fucking ruining her game of Sonic Blast, man. She's not gonna forgive us for that. Oh yeah, you can double jump off of dashes too, I forgot that. Yeah, canceling seems different than I feel like it should, but that's me being ignorant. Oh boy. Nice. Chipped her out. Chip damage, ruthless, of course. Yeah, we got the movie stills. A juiced up a Bobo. I love the little fighting game animation in the back. Oh wow, the mix-up. Wasn't sure how she was gonna land there actually. Get hit with that. Ah shit! The pressure. I wanted to try to uppercut out of that, but yeah, arcade. I mean, obviously this reminds me a lot of. I guess isn't it a gem? I guess, but Yuri's Stage and Art of Fighting 2, but it has like the same energy. Or is that an arcade? I forget. Seems like those things would not be that similar, but I think it has a bunch of like TV monitors somewhere in the back. That's probably why I'm conflating them. Oh. Well, just about to be happy that I didn't get punished, and I didn't punish her at all. Oh, I thought I blocked. Ah, shit. So the thing is, of course, when you do have very little life, like any block normals basically is going to give you super. I would like a boyfriend I can brag about. I guess that implies one she doesn't beat the shit out of.
Billy versus.
All right, we're gonna need to credit feed the shit out of this game if we have any hopes of beating it. No 1cc's today. I mean, we got some 1cc's today technically, but not in this game. Oh boy. The zooming is kind of crazy. I'm so scared.
Billy wins. Round 2.
This game is very intense. You'll have to apologize, or you'll have to excuse me, rather, for not perhaps being able to keep up with chat super well. Okay. Absolute dark. Oh, the cross up. That's bad. Oh! Shit, I thought to knock down. I didn't pay attention. Nice. I fucked up the super, but we did it. Sorry, this game's too good.
Billy wins.
You don't have to apologize, guys. It's okay. Are you hurt, babe?
Billy versus Eddie.
Eddie, the announcer is quite something. Oh, yeah, little intros, so awesome. I love these types of stages too, with like ankle deep water, and, like splashing effects and shit. The waves in the background are a bit much, perhaps, but the foreground elements, it looks kind of cool. Oh boy. Oop, I got lucky. Probably no throw escapes in this. Alright, I mashed like crazy and lucked out. Oh yeah, I just got the most satisfying like KO scream. Yeah, I guess the movie maybe exists in this universe. I don't know. It's got different actors playing these characters because they definitely look pretty different. Yeah, there's you can do a lot of damage and combos in this game. Definitely do not have any combo tech down in this game. Oh boy. That was not safe. I thought I would hit him with the transform, but he was just out of range.
Round 3. Fight.
I feel like I should be able to cancel that. I remember this game being very like free in how you like chain normals and stuff, but like I guess I'm just totally misremembering that because that doesn't seem to be a thing. You gotta counter hit somehow. I was mashing because I wanted to see if I could throw him. I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you get a counter message on a punish. Seems unusual though, so I'm not sure what happened there. It's a 1995 game, so being like plus on a super, as outrageous as it is, isn't,
Versus Eddie.
you know, out of the question. The fact that you can like do any move with any button is like cool in a way, but just in how my brain works, it's really hard for me to like keep track of which normal is which when they're not associated with like punches and kicks. When punches and kicks aren't associated with specific buttons. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't know the normals with any character either, really, but I feel like I do this, like the crouching uppercut, when I want to poke more often than I would otherwise. Like that. Oh, shit. Combo into super, at least. No, I'm dead. Ah, shit. If I could have tapped him with a jab, I would have been able to cancel it to super, which probably would have chipped him out. You're no match for me. He's no match for English. I guess we might try mixing it up. Other characters. Oh, nice. I jumped in with a button that wasn't bound to anything. Yeah, that was a throw, by the way. Damage. I got some combo damage here. Ah! Shit, I mashed too much. Ah, try to sweep. Alright, I was still allowed to live longer than I expected. I tried to combo into a super. I messed it up, got stunned, and then because activating the henshin is like all 4 buttons at once. So of course I got that when I tried to mash. Man, Eddie's moves are pretty cool. I didn't mean to jump there, but I'll take it. I mashed out of the stun. Mashed out an electric uppercut elbow. I'll take it. A win is a win. Don't they call those kinds of supers installs these days? I mean, it depends on if you're a Guilty Gear nerd or not, I guess. It's like Guilty Gear terminology. I mean, I'm sure a lot of non-Guilty Gear players call them that too, but it's not like a modern, like... It's not so much a these days type of thing, is my point. Super. Got a counter. I want mashing. I'm in chip territory. Ah! I forgot that double jumping is a thing. I got so excited about having the meter. Playing this on level 4, probably a mistake. It's quite the harsh wake-up call here. Let's try Jimmy.
Jimmy versus
That's a good color.
Eddie.
playing as Lord Mark Dacascos.
Round 1. Fight.
So I'm not sure how different these two guys are. They have different supers. I think Jimmy has the uppercut super, and Billy has the charge super, like the tackle, whatever. It's not a fireball. QCF move. Yeah. His hurricane kick is different? Right. Oh yeah, he's got the flame hurricane kick. We actually won that round. How about that?
Jimmy wins. Round 2.
I wouldn't say this is my favorite music theme in this game, but it's got nice energy to it. And I guess Far C doesn't cancel. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. I'm so scared.
Jimmy wins.
Guess I overdid it a little. Well, we somehow got that 2-round straight. You best become a dancer. All right, that's we got some serious threats going on here. Just remember,
Jimmy versus Luno.
Stroke Tag is playing Double Dragon 5. Probably change that. This is the best song, by the way.
Fight.
Well, hang on. Sorry, my Twitch OBS. Come on, you can do this. This game doesn't have a. Let's just do that. Date information. There we go. Burnoff's theme is incredible, and it sounds like just the audio quality for a 1995 Neo Geo game is like incredible. Oh shit! Fucking air power bomb. That's pretty strong. That probably. Like these fucking guitars, just out of control. Oh, I tried to tick throw him. I should have known better.
Jimmy.
That's good.
Round 2.
Good noise.
Fight.
Noise provided by Daisuke Gori, the god. Rip in peace. Dude, the grab range there. Yeah, he's got that running attack. Dude, the fucking 1995 throw range. Try to delay. The screen shake. Out of control. No, just do the spin kick. We got him.
Jimmy wins.
Burnoff's so cool. He's never been cooler than this.
Round 3. Fight.
Alright, we'll take that. I tried to do the super, didn't work out. Oh, the whiff punish. Dude, Burnoff's footsie is too strong. Bailey and Jimmy can both transform. I just don't want to rely on it because it's super punishable on whiff, I guess. Blue Jimmy, no, this is confusing. Oh, the little intro is so cool.
Round 1.
I mean, they're mostly similar anyway. It's not like I'm going to get confused about who I am and having that affect too much in the match, I don't think. Nope, that's not good normal to use there. See, whoops. I didn't get punished there. That's nice at least. So once you've transformed, you cannot do your regular super, as far as I'm aware. I guess your specials are just strong. I mean, you get a projectile. That's obviously a buff. But it's not like I know the frame data or anything to say how much you actually change from transforming. Whiffed my combo follow-up. But yeah, you can like juggle kind of freely in that way, and that feels really good. Alright, that's not bad. Maybe could have followed that up somehow, but just being able to do normals, like jump normals off of a dash, feels really good.
Jimmy, win.
This guitar, how fucking good is it? Shut up, Tubalard. How's the audio balance, by the way? It looks like the game is a little bit loud, but as I said before, I've had issues with making the games like way too quiet on stream. Game's slightly loud. Anyone else want me to turn it down a bit? This song is so good. Oh, dude, the freaking jet skis flying past. The volume flying. Ah! Ah! Got punished. I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny notch.
Jimmy, lose. Round 2, fight.
Yeah, he's got a match special. Link. Don't jump. Try to punish, but I figured out the tech, by the way. It's to not mash on 3 buttons and not all 4 when you're stunned. And that way you don't transform. I kept fucking jumping. I'm so annoyed with myself. But yeah, this is this scene is basically right out of the movie. So, like, in the movie, it's not a post-nuclear war world, but there's like a great earthquake or something. And it takes place in LA. It was like a Hollywood thing. I guess this is like Man's Chinese Theater or something. I don't know. And yeah, because of the earthquake, the whole city's like destroyed, or a lot of it anyway. And it's all underwater, and there's like this set piece in the movie with the jet ski chase. Oh, boy. So the character isn't from the movie, but the sort of scene and setting. Ah! Hard to get the super to come out. Yeah, Billy's super seemed easier to use. That's a good, powerful hitbox.
Jimmy, lose. Round 2.
Yeah, I like Dalton's animation. His walk cycle's pretty strong. Do a little hop. Okay, we can bait that, I guess, jumping over. That dropkick cross-up, though. I tried to jump over him, but nah, he's too good. I got him to, like, I sort of baited the uppercut. Well, bait implies that it was intentional. I got him to whiff the uppercut, I guess is a more accurate turn of phrase.
Jimmy versus
Which theoretically would have allowed me to punish him, but yeah. A lot of theory going on here.
round 1, fight.
Gotta use my normals better. Case in point, not using fucking crouch C. Except as anti-air or something, I suppose, but I don't think this is cancelable. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. I try to do the crouch B. This thing right there. Dude, that's so fucking cheap. It's so cheap. Cross up drop kick over my lows. Crouch A is actually, it seems to have pretty good range. I should probably do that more. It's like a follow-up. Alright, try to jump over that. Not a great idea. Yeah, that dropkick of his, some cheap shit. Alright, let's maybe try someone else. I'm definitely struggling a lot with getting a feel for how to use whichever normal. Even if you like don't know characters' moves, like you can still, you know, if you have a light kick and a heavy kick. Like this guy's crouch B is the low kick, but that was not the case for Jimmy. Like when you have kind of slightly more standardized motions or button assignments, that stuff can be a little more. All right, that's the short super. But yeah, I do like that the game has like very simple inputs. I feel like that's a pretty modern touch for a 1995 game. I mean, compare this to KOF 95. The game definitely does not have super simple inputs. Right, this is a pretty good strat. Alright, it's a charge move. Nice, got him. This is not a good choice of color for this stage. It blends in very well, but we didn't lose complete track of ourselves there. We did it. Amateurs, stop playing and fight. I like Eddie. I like most of the characters in this game.
Eddie versus Emon.
This is a cool stage. I, of course, got the ninja kite. Kage. I always hated Amon's stance. It looks goofy as shit, but his design isn't bad at all. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the core. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out Eddie's moves here.
Eddie lose.
I always thought that was an interesting touch too, that the game doesn't announce the computer like winning, but you losing. Yeah, the short hopping over crouching normals definitely seems to be a thing in this game. That, of course, the computer's going to excel at. Is this a super? Okay, that's a super. I see. Nice. Nope, that's not the right move. Ah! Ooh. Yeah. Whoa. Let's go flying. You get a second death scream. I love that. And take off the mask. Ah, so cool. It looks so cool. I love that you see him without the mask. Like, it's a very cool design. Like, it's not a extremely elaborate or unique like ninja design, but he just looks cool. like I said, he's got an awkward looking stance, but aside from that, he's really cool. Could have sworn Amon was the ninja guy from Double Dragon 3. Like, I mentioned it before, but I've heard... I don't remember the specifics, unfortunately, but I definitely recall... Oh, that's just a stand D. I definitely recall hearing that Amon is not an original character from this game. But I'm not sure who he is or what he's from. The playable ninja character in the NES Double Dragon 3 is called Lanzo. Yeah, this is MASH. He's like Yagyu Lanzo or something like that. So it's not him. But maybe he's a ninja character in some other version. Is that... Oh, that's my crouch D. Man, Dalton's normals are wild. Alright. Easily mash into that. Ooh, air throw! Let's get some chip. Take the punish. Sure, okay. That was kind of cool. Wild, but cool. Ah, shit. Situations like that are weird in this game. Almost timed out, but we got it. Not the most like typical ninja music or anything, but it's a cool song. Ooh, nice. That works out. I don't like how the edges of the screen makes this stage like kind of hard to see what's going on. I even forgot what other moves this guy has. I thought maybe we can punish him, but that's still like not entirely insignificant chip damage. Oop, I mashed. Shit. Oh! Air to air. Yeah, the voices in general are really good in this. Alright, this time I'm gonna actually look. What is his move? Alright, he's got a QCF move. And he's got a super on that as well. See if I can get enough room to figure out. Oh, okay, it's that one. Right, he's got a projectile. I should make use of that. Punish. Oh, how did that... I'm trying to like piece together what his normal's even on here. Oh, is that a charge move? Or is it just his... Okay, no, he's got a weird hop attack for his forward C. Okay, the startup on that, I don't think I'm going to use that move much. Big hitbox on Amal's shoulder check there, but it's not like I shouldn't have gotten hit there. Yeah, that's like a charge move. Do you have a vertical charge? Why did I... Oh, that was a combo. Holy shit. Yeah, you can, like, 100%. Like, there are some very nasty combos in this, but it's pretty tricky. It's not like I know any combos. But it's interesting. I want to say, we'll see when we check out the PlayStation version after this, but I definitely want to say that I tried that for a few minutes the other day just to make sure that I had it running. In that version, there's like full-on chain combos, but that doesn't really seem to be a thing in this one. But I'm sure there's just a lot of links, just, you know, super plus moves, and juggles being kind of generous. But I was surprised because it didn't kind of feel the way I thought it would. Alright, I guess I can't avoid getting my mash thing to come out when I can literally mash anything and have it come out. Unlike Billy and Jimmy. See, like, kind of combo off of everything. Like, stick in a jab or two, and then, I guess, like, special cancel off of that. Like, Billy and Jimmy can combo into and out of their Tatsus and stuff. Oh, okay, that's what that looks like when it actually connects. I thought that would have been a combo, actually. That punish is almost guaranteed. I was getting ready to do the mash super to chip him out. I didn't expect that to actually hit, much less... Well, I thought it might hit, but I didn't think it would kill him, rather. I thought I would reset him into my super to chip him. Getting that move by mistake a lot. Nice. I'm dead. Maybe I could have dashed under that, but I'll give this one more shot at Dalton, and then we'll try someone else.
Dalton versus Emon. Round 1. Fight.
I keep pressing buttons that aren't bound. No, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, that works out. Thought that might combo. It clearly did not, but I'm dead. Well, he's not going to kill me with this. Well, he might super. Oh, okay. Okay, I definitely got a bit lucky there, but I'll happily take that. Pilot seems calm. It's having a good time watching the show. Nice. That's a good start to the round. Man, throws. I get thrown a lot more than I actually managed to land one. That feels like it should be punishable, but I don't know how to punish it. Nice, we got him. We got him. Dalton, reliable as ever. Amon, maybe a pop culture reference. David Tobin, electronic music guy. Sounds like a bit of a stretch to me, but I don't know. Curious to look into it, though. Might just be one of those things where the shadow boss in Battletoads Double Dragon is meant to be a thing, but the character never actually existed. Yeah, he's like one of the strongest characters. I want to say isn't Amon and Abobo like the top tier in this game? Or maybe he's not top tier, but I want to say he's like kind of stupid at least. He's got like extremely cheap. Like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but his super is really good. Is what I was gonna say. I think he's got like inescapable tick setups, and his super's really cheap. That's what I vaguely recall. Nice. Ooh, he's gonna punish that with something big. Nope, he punished it with something tiny. It hit fucking full screen. Right, that's the thing with that. Right. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I like Abobo's design. I guess he's not like strictly based on Abobo's look from the movie, but obviously the transform, like when he hulks up, that's from the movie. But otherwise, like his costume, I guess, isn't really. I don't really remember what pre-transformation Abobo does look like in the movie, but he's not like he's got a whole jacket and everything.
Round 1, fight.
But he's like more so than most other characters, clearly, you know, taking something from the movie. It's a good design for like a big body grappler type character anyway. Giant swing command throw is pretty good. Yeah, he's got an incredible physique for sure. It's kind of interesting, like comboing into a light projectile. Crouch D. It's fucked up. Oh no! Dead. I don't know why. I didn't even get it to come out. I tried to do the fireball super. Oh, dude, the train just crashes in. That's sick. But he could have clearly just done his full screen super. Like, he's a grappler with a full screen super. That's, I guess, I mean, it only hits if you're on the ground, I think. But even so. Oh, it's when you, like, destroy the ceiling. The train comes crashing in. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, the AI in this game is pretty good at whiff punishing with grabs. That's a combo. Should be. Not the move I try to do. I try to mash out the super, but that works. Dalton is this guy. You may know him from this game and literally nothing else. Most characters in this game, or at least like half the roster, I guess, are just like completely original characters. Neither from the games nor the movie. Isn't half? I don't know. A good couple of them anyway. It's orange. That was even a counter hit. Like, struggling to combo into the super, but. Yeah, that's a big ol' command grab. Shit. Did okay though. I'm enjoying Dalton, but I feel like in the interest of thoroughness, we should check out more characters. Shoryu, QCB, QCF. Alright. He's got like a follow-up thing. He's got a super with like different follow-ups, is what I meant to say. Yeah, we got that move right there. Whoops. That button doesn't do anything. That's an interesting normal. It's a little sweep, but it doesn't like actually connect. That does not combo. Pretty good normal. Alright, that's that move. Yeah, that's his uppercut. Oh, okay, it hits on the way down. I feel like his QCF, that multiple punch thing, should be pretty good at building meter. Yeah, he'll hits a couple of times. Oh, let's just timer scam this. I just realized the timer when there's like 2 seconds left. Cheng Fu is supposed to be Chintai. Well, he isn't, though. That's kind of weird. Like, I wonder what the deal is with that. Like, there's several characters that, like, Dalton and Eddie. I feel like they could have just named Dalton Williams. Because it's not like anyone has, like, that defined a fighting style or anything to make it feel weird. Nice. Destroy that, dude. That it would have felt like too much of a departure. I mean, obviously Chintai does, you know, he's got the sticks and everything. But they could still have called him that, and it would have felt like they were at least building off of existing characters. I mean, he's very obviously 1000% based on Jackie Chan in Drunken Master. But in terms of like tying it back to, oh, it's so cool, existing Double Dragon lore, it's yeah, it's weird how there's so much of this game that's neither tied to the games nor the movie. Oh, Rebecca's music's so good. That was quick. Nice. All right, input readings reaching new levels here. Well, that was a sick cross-up though. That wasn't, but oh, I avoided her super. Okay, I wasn't ready for that projectile accelerating. Oh, that's a sick wind pose. Like, so many cool details in the stages. Just a weird sweep. Kind of full on hitbox behind him, but yeah, I probably shouldn't jump as much. Then again, I like that hits on the way down. That's very convenient. Alright, she seems like a pretty good Shoto character. That's rough.
I haven't burst yet.
I think some of the original characters came from earlier versions of the movie script. I could buy that. I could buy that.
Versus Rebecca.
I guess it's hard, like... I feel like they probably wouldn't have taken much more than character names, though, because, again, like... the stuff that is in the movie is so different in this game anyway. What's up, Running Wild? Rebecca's kind of ass. I mean, she's beating the shit out of me. It's kind of cool that you can get like the grounded stun even off an air reset like that. Alright, kind of did some weird stuff with the... Why did she... Her uppercut seems pretty good. Yeah, it's been so long since I played this. I don't really remember much of the characters. I didn't realize she was such a straight up like Shoto character. I've never loved her design or sprites really, so she's definitely one of the characters I've like kind of liked the least in this game. I think there's just something about her kind of stance and animation. Like she just kind of looks a little bit stiff and awkward, and has kind of an unremarkable design. So she never really sort of stuck out in my mind as a particularly memorable character in this game. And it's really hard to find angles of attack. Fireball sucks. I mean, obviously, tier lists are kind of whatever when you're playing against the computer. Some stuff's gonna matter, some stuff's not. Like, her fireball might be bad, but I'm still gonna struggle to get around it because I don't know where and when it's safe to jump, and she can sort of input read. Like, I guess it's got startup, but the screen shake. Yeah, the running is a charge, I guess. Oh. Throw punish, of course. His jump is really low. I mean, it makes sense, but it feels unusual after all the other characters. Stubby ass normals. I'm dead. Dude, the chip is pretty sick. Burnout's jump D. Well, Dan fan, I definitely want to see them do something with Double Dragon. As a person who doesn't care at all for Guilty Gear, that's not necessarily what I would have like. I mean, they made a Guilty Gear game with Fist of North Star, and I love that basically because it's Fist of North Star. But making something that it's kind of like this would be pretty sick, honestly. Alright, no involt on startup, noted. Nice! That worked out. That's a big gamble, but Cause FX, what's up? This is a really sick game. Well, yeah, I mean, aside from Double Dragon 4, which is its own kind of weird thing. Oh, you got the Blanca Crouching Fears? Nice. Like, we haven't seen them do much. I mean, Billy and Jimmy has shown up here and there. But they've done a lot more, like, Kunio stuff than Double Dragon stuff. There's the Double Dragon branded Kunio collection, but that's kind of it. Oh, shit, his jump is so... Her projectile is actually difficult to maneuver around because it moves at such a weird... Like, it has a slow start, but, like, it accelerates. I wanted to do my Fireball Super to, like, chip her out, but... Birdom's not gonna win that projectile war.
Luno versus Rebecca.
Move destroys other supers once it's unleashed. Oh, that's good to know. So it's like kind of safe-ish to use at range, sounds like. Ooh, crouch D's. Interesting. Not necessarily good, but interesting. Ooh, that works out. Shit. Nice. Cool. Yeah, it takes a little bit getting used to the stun stuff. Like, if you're standing and doing pokes and stuff, you get a stun. I can kind of react to it being like a standing stun, but when I flip him out of the air, it feels weird to me. Nope, not what I meant to do. I always expect, like, that. The fact that I land on my feet there seems weird. Dude, it seems really safe, too. Well, I shouldn't say really safe, but... Pretty safe? There's a double jump in this game. Ah, shit. Half circle back, command grab. Combo into it. Okay. No, I didn't mean to. Okay, well. Ah! I tried to do the super. I just wanted to see if I can get in position to do the command grab.
I haven't lost yet.
Let's give it one more shot. I don't think this is maybe the best matchup, but that's fine. Alright, that doesn't have any invul or anything like that. That's probably a normal throw, though, right? Oh, that was supposed to be the super. Oh. Ah! I was like, wait, hang on. I could. Oh, chip. Stand D, stand B. What even is a stand D? Oh, that's okay. Oh, or is that a close D or a far D that you combo off of? Yeah, the music, at least, yeah, it's like one of the best songs. I mean, the Kunio collection is literally a Kunio collection. It's even, the Double Dragon games being on there is like a weird little bonus. It's still, I'm really weirded out by how they chose to market that for the West. Like, you would think that anyone in the market for that thing would be primarily interested in the, like, first time in English Kunio releases and not, like, NES Double Dragon games. So that always struck me as a little weird. Having said that, even if the marketing and naming of it is strange, the fact that it's got an English release is very cool. I still haven't bothered booting up my Japanese copy to see if they actually patched in any of the English stuff. Because the menus are all in English, or bilingual, I should say, in the Japanese version. Alright, he's probably going to destroy us too, but that's fine. Cross up. Alright, cool. It's not exactly what I meant to do, but it worked, so I'm happy. He can keep whiffing that, that's fine by me. Or whiff that. This guy's more unsafe than I was playing Jimmy. Surprised me that they bother translating Japanese. I mean, I'm glad they did. Once they, you know, were already going to the effort of doing that thing in general, I'm not sure if I agree that it's that surprising. But the fact that the whole thing did come out and they did translate those games, definitely pretty surprising and very awesome. It's just cool to see like more of that lineage being acknowledged in the West and being made available in English. Ooh, he's not gonna whiff unsafe shit now, is he? He's just gonna do fireballs. Or uppercut me out of the air. Fine. CD versions end with a belly flop. Yeah, I just kept doing the B version for no real reason. I guess the B normal was like easier to do it from, even though it was kind of accidental the first time. Trying to like do some weird tick setup, but that is not a thing. Corner him at least. Okay, sure, I'll take that. Jumps so fucking slow. No, that was a super. Ah. Yeah, in the movie, Billy and Jimmy connect their necklaces or whatever and transform into like sequined karate outfits for 2 minutes. I need to do that, but that's fine. That sound lingering though. I'm gonna do that. Bring it to the corner. Ah. Man, I really spoke too soon talking about him being unsafe and whiffing shit, didn't I? He's not keeping that up. Wasn't even aware I was pressing a button there, but sure. No escaping that. Dude, why am I struggling so much with getting supers to come out? Somehow didn't think that would come out. So it can burn off combo into his super. It seems to be a little, like, the way supers work seems to change quite a bit from character to character. Like, there's quite a few of them that seem to have a really long startup. I'd say this move is, like, really cheap. Combo in. Okay, it's like a weird link, it sounds like. That worked out. Gross. A Bobo. But hey, it's a double dragon character, so that's cool. Sure, I'll take that. Like, ain't no way he's punishing that shit. Ooh, that's a combo, though. Okay, that's not the full screen hitting super, I guess. Alright, he's whiff punishing that, sure. Get knockdown stun, his ground pound super. Alright. I guess that's not the super I did then. I keep forgetting to actually look at the command list before I pick a character. That's long. Okay, I'm not sure why that didn't hit. I'm not quite understanding how it hits, I guess. Yeah, see, because it doesn't... Alright. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding how it works. Hammerfish special. Blows through fireball. Yeah, I remember seeing it used a lot. Not good, just big. I don't know about that, buddy. Let's try Bobo again. We got one good round. This intro is so sick. Maybe don't just like whiff it though. So is that quarter circle? Yeah. I had trouble having it come out for some reason. Good range. Whiff punishing is a little strange in this game. Or not even whiff, I guess. Just punishing. Well, you got a big old hitbox. Not much to do there. I like this color for a Bobo. So, I just realized that I, once again, didn't look at the command list. So if you got any other hot move recommendations, by all means. Is down B not cancelable? Alright, is that a different super? Because I definitely did not do the same input. Alright, that works. We're alive. We're alive.
Win.
Half circle back for the command grab. All right.
3.
So that, I assume, means that he's got the regular command grab. Sure does. Nice that it overlaps with that move, so I guess that's like an option select. If you like do a normal into HCB. Oh, that's an overhead. That's kind of sick. You would get that move on block, but you'd get the grab on hit. Same with the super, I guess. Didn't even really think about that, but... I tried to do the super for the throw, but... I like that, I guess. Fucking max range, just jab at someone's shin from like 8 feet away. And like, fuck it, I'll just grab you. Giant swing time. Okay, we're into the bosses.
Versus
I was gonna say already, but I guess we've been playing for like an hour plus probably. So Duke. This is the final boss from Return of Double Dragon, looking nothing like in that game. But he's dressed in orange, and he's got the same name, so I guess that means it's him. Definite, like, Shadow Warrior's lair feel to this stage. That's an overhead, I guess. That's pretty good damage. Oh, I could have actually supered him there. The close C was a little weird. I tried to cancel it into the other move, but it didn't come out. Maybe it's not cancelable. I don't know.
2, 1.
Oh, that's a stun. Not sure why I'm struggling so much getting moves to come out, but... That's so incredibly cheap. Well, it's a boss character, though. What you know.
You better sleep, kid.
You shouldn't expect anything else, really. Oh, he's even got a little unique win pose. You're a hopeless case. They didn't confuse Duke with Raymond from Double Dragon 2. I don't know. Well, he's orange. He's called Duke, so I feel like that gives him as much in common with Duke as it does with anyone else.
Versus Duke.
I will say that this is a way cooler character design. It's not like I would have wanted him to be dressed like Duke, because he's like one of the shittiest Double Dragon characters. Like a guy in sweatpants. But yeah, the connections to older games is like nebulous and confusing at best. Alright, that's a super. Alright, sure. Why am I... Dude, I tried to do the super like 4 times, and just nothing came out. I guess my execution is just awful.
Round 2, 1.
Or did I just... How did I even do it the one time? Nope, I can't. Okay. There we go. I mean, got our asses kicked, but I've got a move to come out. Do we get SNK tiered cheap boss? I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's... Given that I don't really know what I'm doing, it gets pretty cheap, but the bosses, I don't think... I mean, as far as their AI goes, doesn't feel that much different from other characters, which I guess might be a good or bad thing, depending. combo is pretty cheap, though. Yeah, I don't know how to use Marion at all. Always bet on Duke.
Marion lose. Round 2. Fight.
That's another move that just like hits on the way back. I guess like. Yeah, her moves hit in kind of a weird, cheap way, but he's got. I mean, I think he did a super 2 right there. Oh. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need a character where I'm a little more familiar with their normals and stuff. Marion seems, I don't know, maybe I'm just judging it from Duke being extremely cheap, but I feel like I'm struggling. Like just a charge character in a game where I feel weird about holding on a charge.
Round 1. Fight.
Not the most exciting color palette, but there's some good variety in the colors at least. Alright, that's a stun. Like, mashing out of the stuns is like only marginally helpful because more often than not, it's like you're getting punished for the throw. And doing your own throw punishes is very difficult. He was like plus after that. Very much the opposite of Double Dragon 5, where you can cancel auto block stun. Here you could just lock down. But it's like kind of that style of game. It's like something like CVS 2 or whatever. Like there's a lot of shit that's just super plus. Okay, I can't believe I actually did that. Oh yeah, that does hit. When he does that flippy move, like what the fuck do I even do? I guess there was no real reason to jump there. That's so cool, he could knock down the painting.
Marion lose.
Oof. We'll try her one last time before we move on. What's up, Tiny Blip? It's definitely a boss-worthy stage. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of the final stages in like Double Dragon 1 and 2. That's kind of cheap. Zoom is pretty crazy. All right, okay. Was that a super? On the D version right there. Ooh, that's not super safe. All right, well, okay, we've got something going here. Oh, the broken statues. Yeah, this game has a lot of cool background interaction.
Round 2. Fight.
Dude, what the? How did I not match out of that? I'm dead, basically. Fuck's sake. That's super, also not super easy to hit with. Supers are strangely, like, for how simple the inputs are, supers are weirdly difficult, or like it's weirdly common for them to not come out. I guess that the inputs are just really strict with simultaneous button presses, because more often than not, I can get a special to come out. And like the inputs for supers are just the same, but with 2 buttons.
Marion versus Duke.
But it's kind of annoying when you have a special move that's like, you know, you have the iframe version, the super, and you just get the regular version. Alright, that comboed for once. Oh, that's a good chip. No, I pressed the button. Okay. So I'll just hit more buttons. Hope for the best. Like, it's really fucking hard to make use of mashing out of that. Because it's very hard to, like, stop mashing as you recover. And even so, like, he's putting himself in position. Like, he's not really minus after whiffing the pursuit attack. I can see how Marion is really cheap, though, because her moves hit in really absurd ways. Like, during her recovery. Oh, fucking Duke, though.
You better sweep, kid.
Yeah, strict inputs, of course, is nothing unusual for an older game, but it stands out in a game like this because there's a lot of other aspects to it that feel quite the opposite, you know, for a 1995 game. Like, movement being kind of, I don't want to say loose, but, like, it's not exactly strict. Just get comboed. Yep, okay, cool. Time to start this round? Okay, dead. So the fact, like, it's just interesting that some aspects feel more modern than others. And for having, like, I feel like most games that I would know of or would have played with these kinds of inputs for supers would not have had, would not feel quite like that. That's all. Nice! Okay, I got a little bit lucky. And I also just realized how many times have we even taken a round off this guy? Might not be as close to beating this guy as I felt like we might have been. But, you know, nothing carries over between rounds. So, you know, if you can get one round, you can get two. Just need a degree of luck. The one time I kind of didn't want the super to come out. Would I have been better off waiting for him to just, Nah. I was gonna say, do I wait for him to do something like that and punish? But he wouldn't have done that move if I hadn't pressed the button to leave myself open. Otherwise, he just would have done the flip kick, overhead low, whatever, block string. Okay, sure, we'll take that. I was gonna say we're tied up. We're not even tied up. Like, he hits me once and it does so much more damage. Like the way shit like that hits. Nice, okay. Felt like I might have been able to chip him out there. I get some Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury feel by looking. Those had strict inputs too. I mean, that's the thing, right? Because this doesn't feel anything like those games. Like, it does feel much more modern compared to some of the older versions, at least, of those games. So that's why it stands out. Like, you got the double jumps, the dashes, you can kind of combo stuff into whatever. And that's exactly why the stricter inputs stand out a little bit. I mean, it doesn't feel... I mean, it's still a 90s fighter. It doesn't feel like a modern game, you know, in that sense. But just, like, compared to games from slightly before this one. Oh, boy. That actually worked out to a surprising degree. Oh, okay. I cannot believe you let me do that, but I will gladly take it.
Marianne, win.
Whew. Bingo. Oh, then we jump into the door. If things keep going this way, then I can become Empress. Sure.
Marianne versus Shuko.
Chuko. Right, we gotta defeat Robert Patrick. This is one of the sickest stages. I witnessed your entire fight. I now know how you fight. You can't kill me. I'll show you now. That's my best Robert Patrick impression, by the way. Of course, it's got the double dragon
One.
emblem, which I guess I don't know why it's here, but... So that was just the warm-up. This is like the real boss fight. He's, I would say, probably one of the few characters who actually looks cooler in the movie than he does here. It's pretty cheap, but I fucked up a move and it worked out. Oh, I shouldn't have... her specials have a long startup. I wanted to see if I can do a meaty and sort of chip him out, but because the startup is pretty long, even on the light version, it's hard to... Yeah, like, you get thrown out of it, like, every time. So it's hard to meet it with. I guess you can't combo into it either. That's not Robert Patrick. I don't know what you're talking about. It's clearly Robert Patrick. It sure would have been nice if throw escapes were a thing in this game. Hit him out of something. I beg your pardon? What a nicey girl you are. Okay, okay. Well, let's keep going, Marion. She seems pretty strong. I'm trying to remember what's a good color. I didn't like her all black color.
Round one.
The other ones are okay, I guess. Yeah, interestingly, like I said, Duke seemed to have really cheap moves, but the AI didn't seem that special. This guy so far seems kind of the opposite. But he probably has a second form in the second round. I forget how this works. Maybe jumping is not a bad defense, given that he likes to throw. I mean, I guess he could hit a normal. It's like the lockdown. I'm mashing, but I'm like stuck in block stun. I can't even like get counter hit. Dude, why did that not hit? Ah. Oh, my hand's getting a bit.
Round two. Fight.
Not feeling great. Ah. Can I like space that? Yeah, but it's too risky. Do that, but is that a punish though? I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure how this game's like counter hit message works. I wonder if he doesn't have a pursuit attack. That's pretty good. So yeah, if you're basically on chip health, like any block normal is going to give you enough meter for another super, which is pretty cool. It's like it lets you go pretty crazy. I like how the super system works in this game. Like it's probably stupid. I'm sure there's some characters that can make use of it in like a completely absurd way that like breaks the game. but at least on kind of a casual level, it feels good. It's pretty fun. It's like uncomplicated. That's maybe my favorite thing about this game. Like it's so easy to just kind of pick up and play. I didn't get a counter right there, but oh, I did not expect that to connect. Well, if I actually land this super. Okay, super didn't come out. Shuko is more consistent with punishing me than Duke was. But even so, it doesn't feel completely consistent. Not like the, this move any good. Not the way he hit me out of the special move. Well, of course he doesn't do that the one time I say it. Nice. He's like not even trying now, is he? I held up back, so that was definitely a punish. Alright, maybe I should stop doing that then. Alright, he doesn't seem to have a pursuit attack, or at least that was meant to be the super. At least he never uses it, if he does have it. Alright, we took one round. Did we get his true form now?
Marianne wins. Round 3. Fight.
He seems a little more active now, that's for sure. Not what I meant to do, but luckily I could still block. Yeah, he seems a little cheaper now. Sure, I'll take that. Ah, fuck, I wanted to meaty that so bad. Yeah, he basically doesn't do anything in round 1. He still kills you, but he doesn't actually do anything. Cleopatra magic, yeah, basically. Oh. My hand is feeling sore.
Marianne versus Shuko. Round 1. Fight.
Maybe I shouldn't do the C version up close like that. The other version's less punishable? I guess not. Just wait for him to jump. He could technically do that all day, I guess, but he just is a nice guy and doesn't. Her crouch D is really strange. I was trying to think, like, how do I use my meter? Because at that, like, if I had just done it on block, just do the special, like, he would have just punished me for, you know, the kill. I just want to do tick setups, but it doesn't work. Okay, we got an air throw somehow. I'll gladly take that. Occasionally he does jump, I guess. That doesn't really work as an anti-air. Like, not on reaction anyway. Then again, if he's airborne, it seems a lot safer to do the other special. Or the super. Hey, whatever works.
Marianne wins.
So this is where the real fight starts, and I don't have any strats for this, so... That's a pretty cool move. I'm trying to jump forward the second jump. Alright, that's pretty sick. Zooming is a little bit disorienting too. Is the lightning bolt a super? I'm not sure. That was kind of cheap. That was kind of cheap.
Marianne lose.
Messed up that you don't get any warning. I mean, this is pretty standard. Like, it's not like he's, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty standard in a lot of fighting games for the AI to sort of
Round
go easy in the first round until they lose a round, and then they kind of go nuts. Especially for a boss character, I don't think it's anything that noteworthy. I mean, he would definitely not be much of a last boss if it was just this. Do you get more meter on counter hit? It's hard to tell. I'm not sure how it works exactly. Oh, okay, nice, thank you. Not worth it, but I can afford to risk it. He's already getting serious. Well, it's not going to pursuit. Oh, fuck me. Okay. I thought maybe he would kick me through that. I was going to say, as soon as he was down to like a sliver, I knew I could chip him out. But then he started not letting me do that.
round two.
All right.
Fight.
I got spooked because like the first time he didn't let me jump, it seemed like, without doing that lightning bolt thing. But I think that maybe was a super. I mean, not that move, but like the bigger one. I'm in the backdash. Oh, he comboed into that from the throw. I was gonna say, I'm probably dead. We got some lucky hits that I was somehow able to.
Round three. Fight.
I somehow managed to convert them into combos. Fucking zooming is kind of a bit much here. Oh, I'm stunned. I didn't even realize. Of course, his combo. I feel like the key needs to be like, or must be to. Oh, shit, I was gonna say, you know,
Marianne lose.
deal a lot of damage. So by the time he has to charge and wants to do that super, you have enough life to not get killed by it. But that doesn't really
Marianne versus
doesn't make a lot of sense, or it doesn't matter because once he goes down in health, he's gonna keep getting that meter, right? Because that's how the meter system works. It's not a bad trade. Just combo off it. Got out safely at least. I was just... I wanted to cancel that into the super. But I mean, we're clearly making some kind of progress because I'm actually winning round 1 more often than not now, I think. That's just a special move, clearly. Maybe I need to jump from further away to have him not do that. Or time it somehow. Okay, he can do something off the air, or off of that in the air. Yeah, it's clearly not safe to jump, but it's not exactly safe to stay on the ground either. But maybe I want him to... Wait, what? That was like definitely a block effect. I just wanted to try something else. I don't know. I don't know why I did the uppercut there, but I guess that's the first time I threw that out, so I didn't have it kind of registered that he would do the lightning bolt against the uppercut. It makes sense, but he somehow seems like more reckless, I guess, in round 2. Like, he's more active, which I guess leads to more counter hit opportunities. Jump D seems pretty good, though. Yeah, we're I think we have round 1 down. Oh, perfect. Nice. Close corner pressure. Yeah, it's like sometimes he's weirdly susceptible to jumping. Cornering him definitely seems like a good idea. But yeah, he'll still do that. Fuck me! He's got like instant invulnerability on startup on that super. It beats my super, and oh, fuck me. Oh, that was just my fuck up. I definitely blocked that before and still had him do some kind of follow-up. I think technically he did the super first there. It felt like it, but it was probably just like input reading. Oh boy. I don't want to give up here, obviously. But I might need to take a break soon. I'm not like in pain, but my hand just feels a little sore.
Round 1. Fight.
That's a new one. Yeah, this first round, he doesn't give a shit about. He let me jump all over him. It's like interesting. It's funny kind of looking at it now. I'm kind of wondering, why did I have trouble with this round? He just lets you go nuts. Jump block. Got him. Comboed into the super even. Whew. It only took 35 credits. Oh, I love this. That's a pretty good boss kill animation. Splendid activity for love. Couldn't have said it better myself. I wish someone would buy the medals. Billy, Jimmy, a Bobo. How about a Bobo? But I dislike a Bobo. Okay then, I'll sell them to Billy and Jimmy. If they don't buy them, I'll strike a blow with my Moondrive technique. Quality English. Team of Double Dragon. Technical 1cc, yeah. I mean, we eventually beat every character without losing that time that we actually won, right? That's how that works. The highly technical 1cc. Still doable. I mean, it was fun to figure out. I enjoyed those boss fights. Like it's a fun game. It's a really good game. Yeah, it's a cool little staff roll. It would have obviously been really cool if they could have tilted the text to match the monitor, but needless to say, that's gonna be pretty tricky on a hardware that has no like scaling and rotation capabilities. Staff roll jams. Lord Koji Ogata, shoutouts. Oh, I feel exhausted. It's a really, really cool game for sure. I mean, with this being essentially the final Double Dragon game of the original Technos, not a bad way to go out. I mean, I don't know the specifics of exactly which individual were involved, but there were, of course, later games made by Million and other companies, and like Double Dragon 4 that had original staff. And of course, you know, it's in no real way is this like the end of the Double Dragon series or anything like that. But as far as the last Double Dragon game to come out under the original Technos umbrella, so to speak, not a bad way to go out. It's a good game. Okay, gold Kogashuko. Best one. And the prestige. It only took 35 continues. Yeah. Good game for sure. Good game for sure. Man, we've spent so much time with each of these games. I was wondering, and I have been thinking a little bit about how to section this up and how to think about these streams and which games will go when. Like in the beginning, it was easy enough to, you do one stream for Double Dragon 1, one for Double Dragon 2, and then one for 3. But then things get a little more messy, and my idea for today was to do Double Dragon 5, this game, as well as Rage of the Dragons. But I was torn on the fence on what to do with Rage of the Dragons, and at this point, I feel even if I were to have time for it, I don't think I have physical energy to do that game also. And I'm not sure like if that deserves how much of a deep dive that deserves. The thing is, if I were to jump into that game now, like I know that game gets really hard too, so that would be pretty exhausting. Well, we might give a look to that next time. We're not done either way, because we will be checking out the PlayStation version of this. I'm just having a bit of an existential moment now that I'm able to like actually think. I can switch gears in my brain for a little bit after that intense boss fight. But yeah, I will need a little bit of a second to relax after this. So I'm gonna take a short break for a minute or two, and when I return, why don't we take a look at the PlayStation version? I should clarify, I guess, also before that, that of course there are home versions for this. There's the Neo Geo AES version and there's the Neo Geo CD version. I'm sure the Neo Geo CD version has some unique aspects going for it. It's got CD music, but I believe that's probably the same as the PlayStation one. And it might have some unique art and stuff. It's not unusual for Neo Geo CD games. But I wasn't on short notice able to secure a copy or a way to play it, so we'll skip out on that, and hopefully we can live knowing that we didn't miss out on anything too important. The PlayStation version, however, definitely has some interesting, unique stuff going for it. We will be taking a look at that just after I take a little bit of a break. So see you guys in a couple of minutes. Whew. Oh, I feel somewhat relaxed. Relaxed enough to take on the next game, hopefully. And yeah, we're not playing the AES version. I mean, I'll play it, Malone, if you donate an RGB modded AES system and a copy of the game. I'll stream it. Short of that, though, I think we'll be moving on. So let's boot this sucker up and see if you can get the capture going here. Stop that. We'll update the overlay here. Coming out of the mail next week. All right, sick. Looking forward to doing the unboxing. Imperial Entertainment, like weird JPEG screen capture. Unique FMV intro, which is pretty cool. Sadly, the actual gameplay footage looks like shit, which we'll see, but it's still cool. We got pre-transformation of Bobo there, I guess. This actually came out in '96, I just learned. Makes sense that it came out a while after the Neo Geo version, I suppose. April 26, 1996, this one came out. Okay, yeah, it says here, developed by Technos, ported by Urban Plant, published by Urban Plant. Yeah, I was curious seeing that logo in the startup screen. Yeah, it definitely looks like separate staff. I'm trying to piece together here who actually worked on this. Because there's like a lot of staff for like art and game design and stuff that's like, would they really need a lot of staff to like change all this? But I mean, I guess we should probably credit Urban Plant because it would appear that whoever these people, like, unless it's a different team within Technos, which seems unlikely. Yeah, future CD-ROM technology. It's a first for the Double Dragon retrospective. We're definitely jumping into the future here. Bear with me as I'm doing just 1 second more kind of last minute research here. What's up, Sofrates? Yeah, Mark Dacascos rules. He's definitely like the biggest reason I wanted to see this movie. He's like the only person in it who can do any martial arts, and yeah, fucking Scott Wolf does a couple of twirly punches. I mean, it isn't really a martial arts movie. It's got some fight scenes, but it's like nothing terribly impressive. Yeah, okay, like when Mark Dacascos gets to share the screen with Al Leong, then yeah, you get some action. But it's more this, like the atmosphere that I think is the enjoyable part of this movie. Like the production design and kind of the setting, like some of the locations, like Billy's fucking rocket car. Like that shit's fun. Yeah, here's the jet ski chase. It was like the inspiration for Dalton Stage. Yeah, you actually saw the Chinese theater there. It was kind of cool that that was something they included. Yeah, we'll get to see more of this amazing shit in a little bit. Oh yeah, sorry, I was meant to look at this other stuff while this was playing. So interestingly, Urban Plant is also credited for the PlayStation version of Gaokaiser. I guess kind of makes sense. I'm really curious to do more research into this, kind of looking up who more of these people are. But I guess we'll write Urban Plant. They seem to be involved, if not fully responsible for this version. Let's also update the cover art. We got the unique PlayStation box with again the medallion. So this in the story of the movie. Oh yeah, controls. Can I just get a digital gamepad? That's good enough for me. The movie, as most Double Dragon things, takes a degree of liberty with the backstory. I gotta focus to get this right here. Oh shit, I just remembered. I should have... the controls in this game, I want to keep it the same as in the Neo Geo version, which means I gotta bind my buttons a little funny. Just enjoy the attract mode while I set this up. So I want... let me think. I guess it's circles over here. That's... yeah, okay. Circle over here. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Nostalgia. Yeah, I'm... things are good. I've just been streaming for 7 hours, including, like, the better part of one of those hours, I think, spent on the final boss fights of the Neo Geo version of this, so I'm just a little... my mind is elsewhere. Other than that, though, it's all good. It's all good. Still on summer vacation, and we still have... we're in, like, week 3.5 of 16-degree rainy weather, which is pretty decent, because, you know, it gives me all excuse I need to just sit inside and play video games. So, you know, I shouldn't complain. But we're all set up, so let's go. Yeah, so... sorry, I got really sidetracked there. But what I was going to say is that in the story of the movie, they play around a bit with the backstory and the lore and everything, including the fact that, like, the Double Dragon, the whole idea of the moniker is, like, unrelated to... or I shouldn't say unrelated. Like, in the games, it's just like, hey, it's Billy and Jimmy, the Double Dragons, and that, like, that's... I mean, I guess it's implied that they're... in some versions, it's more explicit than others, that the two of them kind of are referred to as the Double Dragons. But in this game, or in this movie, rather, there's this ancient prophecy. Like, they're both... clearly, they're not blood-related in the movie. Mark Dacascos and Scott Wolf don't exactly look very similar. But they're, like, orphans, I guess, who were, like, brought together by destiny, and they each had one half of that medallion. There's this lady who's, like, I don't know, maybe she's based on what's her name? What was her name? Hiroko from Double Dragon 3. But she's some sort of a fortune teller or some shit like that. And there's something about an ancient prophecy of whatever. And I guess that's why in the end of the movie, like, Kogashuka wants the two medallions because somehow it's going to give him power to take over the world or some shit. And they're obviously not going to let him do that, but they connect the two things, it turns into the one thing, and they get their sequined karate outfits for 2 minutes, and then the movie's over. So the medallion with the two halves with the dragon on them each, it's like central to the game's plot, so that's why you kind of see it. It's a recurring motif. Difficulty normal. Easy, super easy. I think we can turn the difficulty level down at least to Let's bring it down to super easy. I don't mind if this is. I mean, we might get destroyed anyway. We've kind of paid our dues, I think, in the Neo Geo version. 2 rounds, 60 seconds. Opponents select on or off. Well, let's turn it on because that wasn't the thing in the arcade. Charge on off. So you can just disable the charge mechanic. In the end, they just humiliate Kogashuka and turn him into the police. Yeah, that's a kid-friendly ending, right? It's got a handicap. So you may notice that there's no option settings or control options, control settings, whatever. We have overdrive mode. We have normal mode. We have tiny 3D mode, which is a pretty excellent name for a mode. It's kind of weird how this is set up. I was messing around with this a little bit yesterday. So we go to the memory cards section, I think. This game also has load times. It does have pretty high quality CD versions of the original soundtrack though. So load, create, erase, and load the data. I guess it's moving. Maybe it's moving from one memory card to the other or something. So we create a save file here. So we get 3 slots here. We get to call it whatever. 99. Okay, sure, whatever. So that's our save data created. And now that we have our save data created, we have character setting, button configuration, versus CPU record, and versus human record. So you have to like create your profile. Like it's kind of, in a sense, forward thinking for 1996, but also kind of stupid. It's, why would you need to create this to even change your settings? Like it's kind of absurd. But I guess that's how it works. So now we can set light attack, medium, heavy, special. And you cannot bind any of these to any of the triggers or the shoulder buttons. So that's why I had to get a little weird when setting up my controls. But we have it the way I want now. He sets us a button, whatever. Something about buttons for special moves. Well, let's just leave it to off because I believe that's the default. How many developers have had their hands on this series? I feel like it's a lot more than 3 or 6. I mean, if you count all the ports, just off the top of my head, there's binary development. Is that what they're called? Ocean, Technos, obviously. Software Creations, Kid, East Technology, of course, Double Dragon 3, Rare, Leland, Telegames, Virgin Games. So that's at least 10. There's probably more. Urban Plant, yeah. Hey, Sampler Info, what's up, man? Just got back from holiday. Yeah, dude, I'm so scared of the idea of like going to a city with like people. Ubisoft did not make Neon. I'm only counting where we're at like in the timeline up until this point. Way Forward made Double Dragon Neon. But if we're counting stuff that came after this, yeah, there's Million. I don't know if Zebo were involved, but there were like various incarnations of Technos and Arc System Works. Yeah, Way Forward. There's the Korean company that made the XBLA game. There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, the profile stuff is like weirdly modern for 1996, but it's also super impractical. It's really weird. Oh yeah, Elite made Double Dragon EX for J2ME. I don't think I have any other of the mobile games like memorize the developers, but yeah, there's some of those for sure. And there was Sales Curve, who did like all those different versions of Double Dragon 3. Anyway, where were we? Character setting. So in this one, you can like pick your, I guess you set like your character And when we do that, we pick a character. Let's go with Marion. It has a full color edit mode, so we get to like change our character colors here. It's like, oh, okay, I see how this works. Oh, that's not X. Okay, there we go. So obviously this is a little time consuming, but you can do it. It's pretty cool. Well, I'm like halfway through. I can't stop now. That. Oh wait, green's the one we're actually doing here. It's kind of hard to see how this is working out, but wait, can I? This cursor. I don't quite understand, but that's fine. Oh, that's weird. Should be more yellow. Right? That's good. And this one. Let's go with that, I guess. There we go. Our fully custom color here. Which I don't know how this is going to save. Or wait, hang on. Special move setting. Okay, maybe we use our trigger. Maybe this is why we can't buy the triggers, because we're like creating special move macros. Axle breaker, moon drive, meteor strike. Close. Does she have a command grab? Medium, heavy. What the? Was a cut though. I can just remove it. I have no idea what this is. Let's just say meteor strike plus OK. Brightest color shares with the skin. I guess that's true, but it works out well enough. It's not that, it doesn't look that weird to me. Also, I'm definitely not going to be bothered changing it. Or do you mean, oh, can you change the hair? I see, I see. Yeah, I guess you could make her slightly blonder, but it does, we would be getting into Simpsons territory then, I think. Really need to rewatch the movie. Don't remember a thing. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I saw it too. It's like not terrible. It's like obviously a pretty. If I were to dream up a Double Dragon movie, what that movie is pretty different. But in 1994, you know, both in terms of what video game movies were like and in terms of what Double Dragon was like, it's not really more out there than any other adaptation. And it's like a mostly harmless kind of kids adventure film with some cool set pieces and nice production design. All right, let's save our Marion, I guess. Oh, we like 2 slots and character setting. Okay, cool. Mostly important, we got to set the controls though. Did I reshuffle my apartment? Not at all. If you're referring to what you're seeing on cam, then it's probably just because I'm a little cropped. If you're referring to me talking about wanting to do it, then nah. I haven't gotten around to doing anything on my vacation other than stream and a little bit of drawing, I guess. All right. So there we go. So we got a couple of different modes here. Tiny 3D mode is kind of weird and interesting, but there's not much to it, so we'll probably do that afterwards. But let's check out overdrive mode, which is like what the game defaults to. And I'm actually not entirely sure what it is. I played this very briefly. So, whatever we set up, I don't know. Marion's here. I don't know if we can use a special button to get the special color, but we played Marion a bunch, so let's maybe check out some other character for now. I still kind of want to play characters that I at least played enough to feel like I know something with. Let's go with Burnov. Oh yeah, we get enemy select. Enemy select. Let's go with Dalton's sick. Oh, I actually get to pick his color. His sick water ski, jet ski level. Voice clips are like way worse quality in this version for whatever reason, which doesn't like it seems like a CD system would have better audio than the arcade, but not really the case. I mean, the music's great, but the voice clips are all very low quality. Yeah, I'm still in my same corner as always, just cropped.
Round 1, fight!
I guess the hit sparks are different, maybe? Like, it seems like a fine port. Like, doesn't seem like weird or anything, but there's definitely, it's not identical. There's like changes, for sure.
Luno wins.
Yeah, like the fonts, some of the scaling stuff. Yeah, I can agree that it
Round
some parts
2,
look off, and
fight!
that's the worst fucking thing right there. The music resets every round. That's fucking criminal. Did they cut some of the animation? Probably. Oh, that's a cool effect. Yeah, the PS1 has really limited memory, so most arcade fighting games of the era had cut animation on PS1. So we get to save here, which I don't know if that's an overdrive mode thing, if it just wants to save the stats or what it is, but we'll press no and hope stuff goes by a little quicker. No voice acting for the win quotes, but that's to be expected. Yeah, there's... Oh, I get to... Okay, I thought... for some reason, I assumed that I would get to pick the first enemy, and then we would...
Luno versus Anon.
just... I mean, because that's the thing in some arcade games. But no, we just get to pick the order. Yeah, 2D fighting games... The PS1 was not the system for 2D arcade ports, for sure. I mean, there's some that happens to be great, but there's a lot more that have notable issues. And almost always, when stuff was on PS1 and Saturn, the Saturn would have the better port.
Round 1.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of color cycling effects. The tiles look, I don't know, because in the arcade, in the corner, I guess probably the same here, but like, the tiles don't like quite line up. But I guess that's probably the same here. I can't tell, maybe it looks a little better. I like that we get proper transparent shadows. That super effect is really cool.
Luno wins.
It's remarkable to me how anyone involved with making the game or making the music or whatever
Round
was like, oh yeah, let's just reset the music, and not like immediately realize that it's annoying as shit and it's like terrible and you shouldn't do it that way. Oh yeah, so maybe that's what overdrive mode is. We got full-on chain combos. So that's kind of what I was thinking the arcade version was like also. But I guess it isn't.
Wins.
I didn't think about it, and I don't know if Burnham is the best character to show it off, but I just remembered it a little bit now. So let's do some cheap-ass combos. Shoutouts to Burnoff Sprite for shifting down versus win pose. There might be some imperfections here and there, but it's still a fun game. The load times are killer, though. I'm trying to think. Are there any particular characters that would... Yeah, let's get rid of Rebecca. I mean, I guess we're playing on the easiest.
Versus Rebecca.
But it's like, which characters gave us trouble? Let's try to get them out of the way before the difficulty scales up. I love that illustration of Amon. These illustrations are all sick. Amon is like, yeah, sometimes he looks super awesome, and then he's got that weird-ass backwards-leaning idle stance that makes him look super uncool. I'm not sure, you know, versus mode, if it has like...
Round 1, fight.
Kogi can! Kogi can!
If it lets you rematch indefinitely and stuff like that, like, it's mostly fine. Yeah, you can just do fucking chain combos into command grab. That's pretty sick. But when you're playing like this and you're like instantly changing between, like you spend kind of more time in load screens than in matches, that gets tired really quick. What's up, Gary? Happy Tuesday.
Round 2, fight.
Yeah, some of the like pixel scaling stuff looks a little strange, but like for the fonts there, that it's not like if it was actually animated, it would kind of make more sense. Yo, we get sick mix-ups here. I'm like canceling into airborne attacks. Just trip her out, yeah. Now that we're like, yeah. I feel now that I shouldn't have lowered the difficulty so much, because we actually sort of practiced in the arcade mode, and now we get way cheaper combos. Ore-sama no heavy metal power mita ka? Did you see my heavy metal power? I guess some of the win quotes probably actually translated fairly accurately, if not with the best English writing. Car crash noises. What was I gonna say? My brain is definitely running on fumes right now, I feel. I mean, yeah, CD-based fighting games could be rough, like, especially, you know, when you have really fast-paced games, matches go by really quick, and you have frequent load times. That stuff can be really annoying. This is a really good game. You missed us playing the arcade version, which is really awesome. Even if this is like missing animation, it's definitely got some interesting additions and changes to make up for it. I mean, it's probably just the difficulty level, but the AI is not... I'm getting to throw them and stuff like that. It's a lot less cheap than playing the arcade version on standard difficulty. Curious to see what the bosses are like. Maybe we'll get to the 1cc. Like, yeah, the combos in this version are kind of out of control. But it kind of makes it more fun. It's like, yeah, it's pretty wild. I'd be curious to try this in versus mode if the load times... Like, if you get an instant rematch, save, I guess. Then it seems to take much longer. I guess we're playing on emulator, and if the load times are, like, kind of accurately emulated, writing to memory card, I guess, is pretty instant. Sound effects are generated by the sound chip. And it's not that great. Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. When I say that I would expect a CD like console to have better sound effects, that's not necessarily rooted in logic. It's more on a kind of how do I put it? On an emotional level, I guess. Like, I mean, I feel like every arcade game with like high quality audio of the time did sound worse on console, so it's not unusual. It just kind of feels weird in a way. Dude, these long ass range pokes. Alright, I wanted to cancel that into the command grab, but I just killed him instead. There's also that weird kind of discrepancy where the audio, the music sounds so good that the lower quality voice clips stand out even more. Yeah, running wild. This is quite something. I tried to do the super, that's fine. Well, I guess that maybe was the super, or maybe you just lose charge when you win anyway. Yeah, so we're playing overdrive mode. We're gonna have to try the normal mode because this is the default mode, But I'm assuming that overdrive mode is everything, like, you can chain every normal. And given that the 2 minutes I played of this to try and make sure that everything worked, like the other day, is the most I've interacted with this game in like decades. That's kind of how I remembered the game being. So when I first played the arcade version today, I was really confused that shit didn't cancel. I was like, oh yeah, that's I guess that's what they did for this version. And it's kind of a goofy but welcome addition in terms of like, how do we spruce up this version? What do we add? Fuck it, let's just make everything cancelable into everything else. I mean, to be fair, it's not really like it makes the game that much more busted. Or, I mean, it probably does, but it's not like it took the game from not being busted to then being busted. Because the arcade game is plenty busted in its own right. Alright, that's cancelable, at least. I mean, the arcade game is already plenty accessible, but this makes it very kind of mashing friendly. I guess the background interactions are not in this, though. That's quite the combo. Well, I am playing on the easiest difficulty level, so the CPU isn't putting up much of a fight. I was feeling a little traumatized after the bosses just blew me up in the arcade version, so I was like, we're probably not going to spend a ton of time with this version, so let's just drop it down to the easiest. But that may have been a mistake. I mean, it feels pretty good to steamroll the opponents, but it's, you know, also maybe not that exciting. And a bow. Ollie the Center had the better PCM chip. Yeah, Sony's, yeah, the audio, you would think, I agree, is like Sony's forte, I guess. In fairness, I don't think in the long run the Sony PlayStation really suffered from... It wasn't exactly much of an issue, the audio capabilities. I mean, you could say the same thing for the 2D capabilities too, I suppose. Like, ultimately, as far as arcade ports, yeah, the Saturn was generally superior, but PlayStation did alright anyway. That's a pretty satisfying hit confirm there. Let's do a half screen crouching fierce and confirm it into super.
Round 2, fight.
Let's just do that. I tried to do a jump D, but I was so late that it didn't come out before I landed. That super effect is actually really cool. Like, for however many imperfections might appear in this version, I love that it's... Like, you look at this and it's easily distinguishable from the other versions. I was thinking before... Shine, gibbu, 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 shine. I guess gibbu, gibbu, gibbu is his fat guy and laugh. Before I had realized that I guess Urban Plant were the company that developed this port, I had assumed that this might, like, there might be some shared stuff between the Neo Geo CD versions of this version. The soundtrack might still be the same, I actually don't know. But yeah, I think the Neo Geo CD version is probably a lot closer to the Neo Geo version than this is.
Round 1, fight.
On one final note, by the way, on the whole audio thing is... I hit him out of the stun mid-combo. Is that the arcade version actually has remarkably good music. Like, the audio quality of the music. There's some late Neo Geo games that are like fully sampled music, basically, like the late like Metal Slug stuff and the Noise Factory games. But for a 1995 Neo Geo game to have music that sounds as good as this game does is kind of remarkable. And when you have the music that sounds that good along with the super clear voice clips, like the CD music is a not insignificant improvement in quality. It's very noticeable, but even so, the gap in quality between the audio and voices is like much larger in this version. And having just listened to the other version, it sounds weird, but obviously it's not, you know, it's hardly a huge deal or anything. I really want high quality illustration skins. Yeah, I want to say that I don't think it was Kon Koji Ogata, who's we've talked about before, the Technos artist who's like active on Twitter. I don't think it was him, but he probably retweeted or something. I want to say that I saw pictures of those drawings, like not actual high quality scans, but like someone took photos, like, oh shit, I guess I have these laying around of some of these illustrations. But yeah, they're really quality illustrations, and it's such an interesting visual style because it looks so different from anything else that Technos made. Like Gokaiser, of course, has the Obari illustrations, so that kind of has a different look as well. But there's like some similarities, not necessarily in illustration style, but like the size of the characters and maybe the backgrounds and stuff like that between these two games. But and again, like the Neo Geo dodgeball game too is like so different. It's not like all other games look identical, but there's usually like I feel like there's a lot more of a common thread between like WrestleFest and Kunio and Double Dragon and stuff, as opposed to all their different shit in this era. Alright, I guess we didn't really get to hear much of the song. It is a shame for sure that it seems like a lot of the stage interactions are kind of removed from this version, scaled back at least. I haven't really paid too close attention to see if like any of it was in. But like here, the big pots and the barrels and stuff are in the stage, but they just don't get destroyed, I guess. Might as well stay on this screen for 10 seconds to actually hear some of the music. Yeah, so this music, again, is like a complete ripoff from the theme song from Drunken Master 2. It's a good song, though, both the original and this one, so fine by me. But yeah, I mean, especially in overdrive mode, I suppose, but just in general, too, the matches in this game are so fast. So, like, even if the music tracks are, like, 90 seconds long, I still feel like matches would generally be over before the music track finishes. So it's bizarre to me that they made it this way, that the music like cuts off and starts over with each round. Like, I don't understand why any fighting game would do that, but especially when they do, like, the worst offenders are some of the Neo Geo stuff for the KOF games or whatever, where like the CD versions have like long intros. They're like super elaborate live studio recordings of these songs, and they're arranged differently. And then, like, you only ever hear the first 5-10 seconds of an intro. And, like, it's bizarre. I can only assume that the people involved with actually making the music had no say in the matter. Surely they would be pissed. Oh, it's down. Okay. Then again, I don't know who in the right mind would make it that way. Just bizarre.
Round 2, fight.
Like, just when you start to get your jamming in, it just cuts out. Like, the worst thing is, it doesn't even cut out when the round ends. Like, it cuts out when the next round starts. So you're like, for half a second, I always keep thinking like, oh yeah, maybe it doesn't reset. And it's like, oh no, it just resets. Oh, come on, man. I suppose that makes sense, though, because as far as the game is coded, there's probably no, like, trigger to stop the music. It's just that when the next round starts, there happens to be a trigger to start the music. So it just restarts. The real thing, I guess, would be to only have that trigger on round 1. But whatever. It is what it is. Maybe someone can do a ROM hack where the music doesn't reset. Yeah, the announcer is Marianne. Like, yeah, it definitely says most of the names a little funny. It's memorable, though. But I mean, I've said it like 500 times, but I can't play this game without being a little sad that there aren't more actual Double Dragon characters in it. Yeah, Blue Knob. No Linda, no Williams.
Round 1, fight.
No Machine Gun Willie. Yeah, this guy seems a little easier on super easy. But seeing as we're clearly about to explode our way through this, well, I guess I shouldn't be too presumptuous here, but check out the other modes too. Yeah, okay. Pretty sure we haven't lost a round. Drove me nuts in Virtua Fighter 2 matches usually end before the second part of Akira's theme. Yeah, I tend to like prolong my fights against Akira. I mean, assuming I don't get destroyed. But I think in that game, like it plays over the rounds, but with each rematch, the song starts over. So I guess like you could just turtle for a round or two to hear more of the song. Ugh. All right. Kyuko. Of course, no music during the loads or anything. Like, it's just the momentum. It's so stop and start. That's definitely a strike against this. I mean, it is what it is. Of course, at the time, I had a PlayStation. That's what it is. But it's a little bit rough. But like I said, when you have a fast-paced game, any delay is going to feel more noticeable. Or he's gonna collect data or something. His portrait didn't show up. I was taken aback by the dialogue thing until I remembered that that's actually in the arcade too. He's doing more in round 1. Okay, yeah, the AI is definitely different. In the arcade, the AI doesn't do anything in round 1, basically. I mean, he still killed me a bunch of time before I learned what I could do, but he definitely didn't start doing fireballs and shit until after I went around.
Round 2, fight.
Is he gonna kill the 1cc? Not yet. Nah, we got it. We get the special kill animation here. I guess it happens after this. Let's save. I think it's just saving stats, though. Nope. Okay. All right. He's talking about himself being a meat bomb. No monitor exploding on Koga Shuko's corpse. That's pretty sick. This is sick. I haven't seen a lot of these endings. I mean, if I have, it was a long, long time ago. Heavy metal power, Zenkai da! Full throttle heavy metal power. Oh shit! Unique staff roll art. It's a half a screen cap, I guess. Imperlol Entertainment. Entertainment spelling is not that important, I guess. Yeah, the way the corner like air block stun works, even if we didn't get stuck in that kind of specific situations, like you can kind of tell that it's like, this is a little weird, isn't it? Yeah, rip in peace, Lord Corey. Fucking disgusting, Abobo. This music's so fucking good, though. Lord of Costco's. Very flattering image. It's kind of cool to see some of these movie stills and stuff. Hey, we got to see the sequined henshin costumes. It looks so ridiculous. I guess they had to have Billy and Jimmy wear blue and red for at least one scene. Such a ridiculous design. I mean, it works in that, like, fantasy, fairy tale, action, whatever sense, but it just, I don't know, it's so weird compared to the original designs and aesthetics of Double Dragon, and it's just goofy. So I guess that's overdrive mode. And I suppose normal mode is just like the arcade then. I'm not sure if it's like super interesting to play that. Let's try it out and see if, like, do we get to save after each match? Is that something that's different? Like, is there going to be anything different about this mode? Let's play someone else. Let's try like Eddie. We played him pretty briefly. But I don't remember if we like won a single match. Well, I guess I was gonna say like, hey, can we do cool combos with him? But I just remember that this isn't overdrive mode, so probably combo rules are not gonna be the same. At least I assume that's the change, because obviously that's very different from the arcade. And if the so-called normal mode also has that, then I'm even more confused as to what overdrive mode would be.
Round one, fight.
Yeah, this feels more like the arcade, I guess. Yeah. My moves. Is it half circle? Or am I just... Yeah, that's the uppercut motion. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too, but the supers look a little different here too. With like the blue after images, kind of like Street Fighter Alpha.
Round
I guess the
two,
arcade doesn't really have the after images at all, right? Because clearly they wouldn't be transparent on Neo Geo. I feel like there should be like a charge. There's no like taunting this now. I like that I have super even though the bar isn't filled up. Alright. There we go. Just want to hit with the other super. I wonder if that flame effect on Burnov's super is just like totally unique to that one super? Because I assumed that there would be similar effects for the other supers. That doesn't seem to be the case. Well, I don't see a lot of... I don't see a huge point, I should say, in just replaying the entire game again. I mean, it is a fun game. I don't mind playing it. But I have been streaming for 8 hours, so I'm starting to feel a little... I mean, I guess it's technically a short Double Dragon stream. We've only played for 8 hours and not like 10 or 11. But the gameplay has been more intense today than in most of the other sessions, so I'm definitely a bit mentally exhausted. So, yeah, I don't see a lot of reason to just like play through this again, or at least I feel justified in not wanting to do it.
Round 1, fight.
Having said that, we're not all done yet, because we definitely need to check out the perhaps most unique, sick, cool thing about this version. Which, by the way, I'm not sure if there's like probably no soft reboot or whatever, so I guess we're gonna have to be defeated here, which might be easier said than done on very easy difficulty. I'm just gonna hold forward, do stuff here, so we can come back to the main menu. I mean, technically we could reset, I guess, but... oh, shit, I blocked. Someone brought up the zoom effect in this game, by the way, and yeah, it's got very aggressive zooming. That's just like the Neo Geo game. That cross-up's cheap. And I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, in some matches, it could definitely get very overwhelming because it just kept zooming like crazy. And I want to say it's actually probably... the scaling is probably a little different in this version. But I was impressed with how the scaling didn't really seem to get too much in the way. And it's pretty, like, seamless. Or it's like, what's the word? It's, like, very gradual. In most Neo Geo games that have zoom, like Samurai Showdown and Art of Fighting, it's very, like, there's only 2 modes. And when you're in that kind of, like, borderland between the close-up and the zoomed-out view, it tends to kind of zoom back and forth in a way that's really disorienting. But I never really had that problem. Like, the bigger problem I had with the camera in the Neo Geo version of this was, like, when jumping, something about the scrolling and the zoom got kind of weird. But it's impressive for a game to use the zoom that much and not be more disorienting. Character art's pretty good. Don't love the made-up muscles. I mean, some characters are more exaggerated than others, but I like the style. It's very reminiscent of something, but I can't put my finger on it. I guess it's just kind of a general style. I mean, I'm sure you could argue that it owes some... it owes something to Tetsuo Hara, Fist of the North Star, of course. There's a little bit of that flavor, but it's not really... that's not what I'm thinking of. But I'm probably thinking of some other comic or similar that had a vibe that's like a little bit closer to this. But yeah, I can't place it, so that's not very helpful. Let's get crazy here. Let's crank up the difficulty to normal. How about that? Normal, 2 rounds. I guess we can do Tokoton? I'm not sure what that means. Is that like infinite or something? Because we can do 1 round to win, 2 rounds, or Tokoton. I don't know what it means, but I wanted to see if we can increase the number of rounds, but let's do that. We'll find out what it means, I guess. And let's do tiny 3D mode. And speaking of scaling, we're going to take scaling to its logical conclusion. Let's go back to Mr. Dalton over here. That's how I want it, but that's fine.
Versus Jimmy.
Jimmy! Hope you guys are ready for this. This is like kind of sick. It's like a little iffy, but it's definitely pretty sick. Like, yeah, looking at Burnov's anatomy, I don't know, I think it looks really cool. It's like obviously stylized and made up, but it's really cool. We're on Billy's stage for some reason. And yeah, like this is basically what we saw in the intro. I'm trying to remember his fucking moves. Oh yeah, he's got the mash move. Oh yeah, the drop kick. That seemed like way faster than in the arcade. That's how it animated. Fucking low profile sweep. Oh, interesting. I guess it says Moichido tatakaimasu ka. fight again? Yes, please. No load
Round
times.
two.
Oh, music fucking resets though. Oh, down attack. So he should be dead. I guess we need to get out of the corner to see the camera do some more stuff, but
Win. Round three.
so the fact that we're like asked after each round, I guess that's the Pokephone mode. Are we just gonna have it be over here? I guess so. Like it's not gonna move around to actually kind of show a 3D effect. Obviously, the actual painted perspective into the backdrop kind of breaks a little bit. What's the other super? Oh, okay. No, wait, that wasn't the super. Charge up. No, right, it's the fireball. Oh, dude, the knockback. I think you can zoom with analog controls. Oh, actually, you might have. Oh, yeah, here we go. No, we can use the shoulder buttons. I don't think this game supports analog.
Win.
Like, there's not a lot of layers to work with here. Maybe this, if we do have analog stick, maybe we can pan around. Controls are definitely a bit confusing. I don't have analog controls set up here, so I wouldn't be able to test it. I guess we're also in overdrive mode here. It's fine by me. It's such a weird mode, but it's also kind of sick. And, like, do some button combination. I'm trying to. Oh, yeah, you can zoom. There we go. That's kind of creepy. The characters don't zoom in. But I guess we gotta, like.
Fight.
There we go. Okay, the camera moves with us a little bit if we're more zoomed in. Like, I don't know if that I would want to play like this, but it's a very cool idea. Oh, that's good timing on his part. Yeah, you can understand or excuse, I guess, the background elements not being... Alright, this is pretty sick. Let's try this. The background elements not being interactive. Oh, this is like... weird. Trying to figure out the 3D controls here while I'm playing. I guess you need like a second player to move the camera. I like that the UI text is also like in 3D. I didn't really think about that. Oh yeah, and I guess if we zoom in here, we can actually read the text. That makes sense. It just defaults to being like very zoomed out. This is kind of cool. I wonder if they like extended the sort of ground texture there. I didn't really think about that. Well, actually, it's so tiny on screen here, so this might actually be kind of the full resolution. But what if we zoom in? Yeah, it's definitely a lot more pixelated, like the scale of it. Kind of interesting. Makes me think of that 3D NES thing, yeah. Like, this is an interesting thing. Like, if you just sort of designed it, like, maybe some of the backgrounds, we didn't get to pick a stage. Maybe that's the only stage you can actually play in this mode. That thought didn't really occur to me. And that's kind of shit if that's the case, but... Because I was about to say, I wonder if there's stages that have, like, more layers or something we can kind of make it work. Like, I feel like Amon stage... It would take a little bit more work to kind of fuck around with the... You couldn't just take the same assets and just, you know, separate the layers, because obviously there's a lot of sort of painted in perspective. And some of like Dalton's stage that's so open would also kind of be strange. So I wonder if Billy's stage is the one that's like kind of more enclosed. So that's the one they picked. But like Duke's stage and Jimmy's stage, there's definitely other stages that I think could work well. Hamill's jumps really floating. But even this has like such a clear perspective kind of painted into it. But for a goofy little bonus mode, it's kind of cool. Super. Oh, I guess that was a super. But I've said for a long time, like, I would love to see something like this for, like, VR, for, not necessarily for playing, but for, like, spectating. Like, watching, or, like, AR, I guess, maybe better still. Like, watching, you know, if it's MOBAs, basically watching the thing play out on your tabletop. But for a fighting game, like, having this kind of a dollhouse perspective kind of thing going on. Sort of a 3D view, and you can just like move your head around. Like, that would be really cool. I mean, even here, it's a little, I mean, obviously, the PS1 plus the game obviously not being designed around this kind of thing. It's very limited in a lot of ways. But even so, like, the appeal of it, I think, is immediately obvious. And yeah, the UI scaling, that makes, yeah, I can agree. Like, it kind of makes more sense with the context of this, I guess. Like, probably, maybe not full on, but probably a lot of this is kind of built on the fact that the game makes sense with the PlayStation limitations. You know, it's probably using 3D for the main game too, like projecting the character sprites on polygons, basically. That would make some degree of sense, and they just kind of stuck this mode in here as a fun little extra. It is kind of funny that it's just called Tiny 3D mode, though. But yeah, it's definitely disappointing to realize that I guess it's only this one stage. Even if the 3D effect would have been, like, not... I mean, it doesn't work super well here either, honestly. I feel like there's plenty of stages where it would be no worse than this. But yeah, clearly something that you would not get to experience in the Neo Geo version, that's for sure. But I also think it's like a powerful demonstration of something I really feel strongly about, which is making use of 3D, but like painting, essentially, you know, not relying too much on 3D rendering technology, but just projecting, you know, beautifully painted or drawn landscapes or environments or whatever onto geometry for that extra kind of perspective, and like making use of that kind of technology of warping and distorting the 2D images in a way that gives a sense of depth without sacrificing the artistic qualities and the aesthetic qualities you get from something that's painted as opposed to a 3D model with like realistic light rendering, etc. And that's something I am always super excited to see explored. Like using 3D technology to kind of elevate 2D art into something different. And I think there are certainly modern fighting games, like Skullgirls is the example I keep coming back to, using 3D. Like, everything looks 2D, basically, but they use a lot of 3D in the backgrounds, again, to just implement more sort of perspective and a natural look to things. And as long as you don't, you know, as long as you do it in a way that matches the 2D art well, like, it can look so gorgeous and so awesome. You know, compared to stuff like, you know, older, you know, a lot of the SNK, like PS2 KOF ports, or CVS 2, like some of that stuff can look okay, but clearly, I mean, Marvel 2 is another great example. The backgrounds are not ugly by any means, but they don't really match the style of the artwork, the characters. So comparing like Marvel 1 and Marvel 2, aside from Marvel 2 stages being kind of weird in like the setting, stylistically it just doesn't fit together super well. Not to the point where it looks awful or but it just it's not great, And I think I meant to pick no, that's fine. And a lot of those SNK games I think are even it's even more apparent with like I don't know, KOF Neo Wave or like SVC Chaos I think also had some 3D stages on PS2. And they usually look pretty ghetto and they have like very bland shading. And no real efforts are made to like make it all blend together. I mean, hell, KOF 94 Rebound had really awful looking stages. But if you were to kind of take that aspect and actually do it, I don't know, you can do that so much better. And it's interesting to see. I mean, this isn't really an attempt of doing that. I think what we're seeing here literally is a side effect of how this game happened to have been, rendered using the PS1 technology, and they, as a goof, basically gave, essentially what's a debug mode. But to me, this is very tickling. Like, it's evocative of what could be done, and it's annoying. What word do I want to use? Like, it's disappointing. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's what I'm getting at is it is whatever word I'm looking for. Disappointing, annoying. That more fighting games and similar 2D action games haven't done more with this kind of thing and done it better in the past 25 years. When even on the PS1 you could kind of do it. Obviously with higher resolutions, like it's going to be easier to kind of fake, and obviously more rendering power, etc., to fake 3D stuff using 2D and to fake 2D stuff using 3D, and I don't know, everything that exists in that weird zone in between 2D and 3D. It's always super duper fascinating to me, and especially as someone who loves pixel art, who loves illustration, and I would say it's I can easily say that like 2D art, if we're getting into real broad strokes, interests me more than 3D art. To see games like leverage technology to not be so narrow-minded, I guess, in whether something is 2D or 3D, but just like, to not equate the rendering technology with the aesthetic identity of something. Potential limited only by imagination. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it, right? That's why I'm so enamored with what Arc System Works are doing. Not because I'm a particularly big fan of I almost said Double Dragon, of Guilty Gear or whatever else they're doing. I don't particularly love the way their games play, and artistically I wouldn't say the art style in Guilty Gear or Dragon Ball is like my ideal art style. But those games are immaculate executions of that art style. And I'm not even really only talking about their technical achievements, but just on a pure aesthetic level, they look phenomenal. And they've done such a tremendous job of leveraging technology to deliver that artistic vision. And it's sad to have that be so rare, because I feel like it's not just that Arc System Works do it better than everyone else. I feel like they're the only ones, as far as like big fighting games go, they're the only ones who are even trying. Street Fighter V and Fighting EX Layer or KOF 14 or Sam Show, whatever it is, they have different flavors, but by and large what they're doing is really not that different from like Street Fighter EX from 1996 or whatever. There's definitely a little more going on with how it's handling 3D models and rendering, and obviously the rendering itself, the materials, the lighting, that's obviously very different. But in terms of how to approach the use of 3D models and 3D cameras to present 2D gameplay, I just feel like there's so much unmined potential there for coming up with interesting ways of doing it. new Sam show moved in the right direction. I mean, I don't hate the way the game looks. I think it's in many ways the least visually appealing Sam show game. I mean, depending on which ones you count, but of the I think every Neo Geo Sam show looks better than that game. Basically, it's more appealing to me visually. I think the character designs, the character proportions are weirdly. Everyone has like giant heads, hands, and feet and stuff like that. That just doesn't look great. I think it looks better than KOF 14. I guess like it has more of an identity than that and SNK Heroines. I don't mean to shit on it too hard, but obviously, in terms of delivering on that style that you always see in Samurai Showdown illustrations, the old games, on account of being 2D, got very close to capturing that style in a way that the new game, to me, doesn't. It's on par with what I would expect. It's not like an embarrassment or anything. And I agree that it's moving in a direction of having a visual identity in a way that KOF 14 and SNK Heroines did not. So I agree that it is a step in the right direction in that sense. Absolutely. But it's still nudging by millimeters when I would want them to take, leaps of meters. To use a weird analogy, like it's still, like I said, I feel like a lot more could be done. Obviously, we're all bound by the realities of budgets and resources and all that. But that's a big reason why I'm super excited to see what KOF 15 is going to bring. I'm not necessarily expecting to get blown away. Could very well see myself being disappointed with the visual approach. But I'm excited to see what they're cooking up. I was very excited for KOF 14 despite not being blown away by the visuals. So I'm sure KOF 15 as a game is going to be exciting. But I would hope to see some kind of artistic approach that makes it more interesting to look at. Ideal would be sprites with animation. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's not a realistic expectation. That isn't what I'm expecting. And it's not what I'm hoping for either, because it's just not realistic at all. There are definitely indie games that go full on 2D, which is interesting. But they're probably, they're developed under different circumstances. But certainly, as with many other things, I definitely see more innovation. Like looking at stuff like Punch Planet, Cerebral. Those games, they're two games that are very different from one another, but they both look awesome. And Punch Planet is all 3D, but it has a distinct style that it's going for. Although I kind of liked it better in earlier versions of the game when they didn't have, like, it looked more flat, that I think worked better with the style. But I guess that's my point. Like, whatever they do, just have it look like something that isn't like a slightly more refined version of what we've been seeing since Battle Fantasia, which is basically what every 2D fighter is nowadays. Yeah, Gundam, I agree. Gundam 13. KOF 13 looks amazing. And I fully share your sentiment. I'm just, I guess, cynical enough to not get too torn up about it. It is what it is, So we'll have to live with that, I suppose. But that's the thing, if they can figure out a way to use 3D to make it look exciting and look artistically nice. I mean, that's the thing. With Guilty Gear, I don't miss the sprites. I think the new games look better than the old ones did. And if they can achieve that, or at least get close in its own way, that's all I can ask for. So while I'm not in any way in any kind of hurry for Street Fighter 6, whenever that does roll around, I hope that whatever approach they take with the visuals isn't as incremental as the step from 4 to 5 was. I think 5 looks better than 4 in many, many ways. But I still think 5 was, with the exception of some things that I do think look better in 4, some characters, animations and stuff are a little weird in 5. I do think that Street Fighter 5 is like a more well-realized version of what they tried to do with 4. And maybe an even more fully realized version would be nice, but I would still much rather have something that, to me, evokes the same excitement visually that the older games did. Whether it's done with 2D drawings or sprites or 3D models or what, that doesn't really matter to me. Just have it look exciting. I think Arc System Works are like the only developers that make fighting games that look exciting and new and fresh. And I would love to see other people do that too. I need to try Carrion. I've seen people talk about it. I think I know kind of what it is. If it's what I'm thinking of, it seems super not my thing. But I could very well be thinking of something totally different. But I think it's on Game Pass, right? So I guess technically I have it. If you say I need to try it out, I should probably try it out. I'll take a look at it. But not tonight. Not some other time. I would love to sit here for the rest of the evening and keep discussing fighting game stuff, because obviously it's something I'm pretty passionate about and I'm interested in, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. And I'll rant about it whether you guys want to or not. However, I am feeling very tired right now. And yeah, as I mentioned previously, I had thought about playing Rage of the Dragons tonight. I absolutely do not have any energy reserves to do that. We spent more time with each of these games than I expected, but at the same time, I'm happy that it turned out that way, because it gave me the opportunity to go in depth with each of these games and kind of fully explore them in a way that's not as easy with this type of game. Like for a beat 'em up or whatever, you kind of play through it or even game over halfway through and you've kind of seen what it is. But with this game, you kind of want to show off more of the characters and the modes and stuff like that, and we got to do that fully, pretty extensively. And with Double Dragon 5, I think we got a good idea of how the three versions differed from one another, and I mean that's true for this game too. So this was a good time. That means that whenever we do the next Double Dragon stream, today's Tuesday, so hopefully by the end of this week at least, we will we'll take another dive into the Double Dragon series. We will get started then with Rage of the Dragons, because technically it's not a Double Dragon game, but I think it's worth checking out. It's an interesting footnote in the history of the Double Dragon series for sure. And from there, I think it's going to be a weird mix of things, I think. We're going to be looking at probably some mobile games and some other stuff from around that era, early 2000s stuff. And I guess that means we'll probably get to Double Dragon Advance. Double Dragon Neon is not too far off, but I feel like that's kind of a longer game, so it might be difficult to squeeze that into the same stream. I'll have to do some planning, but whatever I come up with, of course, I'll announce on Twitter and Discord. I will most likely stream something else before we do more Double Dragon, though. I will most likely not be streaming tomorrow. I typically need a day or two to recover after a stream like this. But within the next couple of days, we'll probably see more, maybe Pitfall 3D, maybe something else. Who knows? And then we'll check out some other Double Dragon games, maybe around the end of the week, weekend times, something like that. Friday, maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But again, let me... where's my mouse cursor? There we go. Let me just drop this here. If you do want to keep track of when streams might be happening, the best way of doing that is to keep an eye on my Twitter and Discord. Thank you very, very much for tuning in, everyone. I'm sorry for being very tired and low energy right now.
Unspeakable horror awaits you.
Lonely Demon 69 finding some opportunity before we're closing down here to gift another sub. That's incredibly generous of you. I highly appreciate it. Garbalin, I guess that's how we say that. Enjoy your skull and emotes and all that stuff. Take great care, everyone. Stay safe. Stick around. I'll host someone. Figure out who's live. And see you guys soon. Bye.
Unspeakable horror awaits you. Unspeakable horror awaits you. Unspeakable horror awaits you. Unspeakable horror awaits you. Unspeakable horror